Hello everyone, how's it going? Well, I am still here in New York City. Honestly thought I was done filming videos here in New York City, but if you haven't been paying attention to the series that I did where I waited 7 days for the Nintendo Switch 2, I went to go pick up the games at the Nintendo store, and Nintendo only had 5 games available physically. They had Mario Kart World, they had Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, Street Fighter, what was the other game they had? Oh, and Bravely Default. I'm still kind of tired. It's been a long few days. Got good sleep. I don't know when this video is coming out, but what I decided is there's JNL Games and there is Best Buy. Both places should be selling Switch 2 games because there's a lot of missing that I wanted to get at the Nintendo store. Like Hogwarts Legacy, that's a big one. Split Fiction, that's a big one. Yakuza, that's a big one. And just whatever else. Like Hitman, I really wanted to get Hitman. Nintendo wasn't selling that. Nintendo wasn't even selling the physical copy of Cyberpunk. So, what I figured, let's do our first Switch 2 game hunting video on the day that the system releases. Here we go. Walking in the good old JNL Games. Okay, well, not as many Switch 2 games as I thought there was gonna be. But they got 2 right here. They got Rune Factory and then Cyberpunk 2077. To be completely honest with you, Rune Factory, at least from what I've seen of the gameplay, it's not my type of game. However, with the Switch 2 just coming out, I do want to get videos out on these day 1 Switch 2 games. So I am gonna attempt it. I'm gonna give my thoughts on it. So I am gonna pick that up. I really don't think it's my type of game, but like I said, I wanna do games of stuff to buy, stuff to avoid. I got a lot of Switch 2 content planned, and it makes sense for me to go ahead and pick this one up, even though it's a different type of game. But who knows, maybe this will be my favorite game of all time. In all honesty, looking at the cover of it, looks a little anime for me, if I'm honest. And obviously they have Cyberpunk, which we already got thanks to Destiny FOMO. Shout outs to her. But I think this is all the Switch 2 games. Whoa, hold up. I just realized something. They have a Nintendo Switch 2. Oh my gosh, there's no way. They're scalping the Switch 2. What? I was not expecting that. I was just paying attention to that. Camera person, did you realize that was there the whole time? No? Okay. All right. The Nintendo Switch camera is $80 here. The Pro controller's $120. Let's focus on the good things. We're getting Rune Factory for retail price. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to pick that game up. All right, we just got out, paid $75 plus tax, or total with the tax. Feels like there's actually more into this than just the game, but happy to pick this up. Another cool thing about the Switch 2 version of this, it's a Switch 2 cartridge that actually works on the Nintendo Switch 1. So if I put this on my Switch 1, it recognizes it and it can be played on the Nintendo Switch. Something that Marvelous has been doing is they've managed to somehow make a Switch 2 cartridge that will work on both the Switch 2 and Switch 1. I hope more developers figure that stuff out. Maybe that's a way to not have to use a 64 gigabyte cartridge because obviously the thing that's been talked about with the Switch 2 is the game key cards, and I think this and Cyberpunk are the only games that are not game key cards that came out today for the Switch 2 other than like the first party stuff. To talk to the JNL guy, he recommended Best Buy, which is where we were already going in the first place, because he said, honestly, a lot of these places are not going to be carrying much until a few months from now. So hopefully Best Buy has Split Fiction, Hitman, Hogwarts, Yakuza. Those are the other 4 titles I think I have left that need to be picked up. I have to look at my list, but I really want those, and I hope Best Buy has. By the way, if you guys haven't already, I am trying to hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of the month. We're pretty close to that, so if you haven't subscribed yet, I would greatly appreciate it. We've been doing so many videos on the Switch 2, reviews, game hunting, top 10s, all that good stuff. Greatly appreciate it. We're almost at Best Buy. I'm hoping they have more, man. I should have pre-ordered some of this stuff, but I really thought Nintendo was gonna be selling a good majority of this at least. I was surprised they didn't sell Cyberpunk physically. Since Nintendo has been pushing that game so heavily on the Switch 2, I thought for sure they would sell that at the store. I don't know. Weird decisions from Nintendo New York. All right, there is Best Buy right there. I'm probably gonna have to be pretty sneaky about this. I don't think Best Buy is the greatest with cameras. I think it's store by store though, because I filmed it some and they've been totally fine. So we're only gonna start talking in Best Buy once I'm at the games. I gotta be really sneaky with the camera. Hopefully we don't get caught and everything will be okay with this. Okay, we're here at the Switch 1 right here. Here we go, Switch 2 stuff. Okay, Hogwarts is what we're looking for. Split Fiction is one that we're looking for. Hitman is one that we're looking for. Yakuza. Do they have Yakuza? No, I don't think they have Yakuza. That is unfortunate. I think that's the only Switch 2 game I needed to find. But at least we found Hogwarts, Split Fiction, and Hitman. Might ask to see if they have it. I wonder if they have the Amiibos over here. This is where all the accessories are supposed to be. All sold out. Got the 256 gigabyte card. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find a 1 terabyte in time, so I am stuck with 512, but we'll take it. It's better than nothing. I was hoping to find a case today too, but haven't found one. The official Nintendo carrying case is horrible. You already know that I said do not buy that. But let's go over here and see if they have the Amiibo, just out of curiosity. All right, check these out. These are the new Amiibo that came out. Unfortunately, I had to pass on getting these Amiibo. I really wanted to get them, but if you notice the price, went from $19.99 to $29.99, and they had the Street Fighter Amiibo, which is supposed to be $30. They went from $30 to $40. They have the whole set right here, but that's what we're looking at. Cool to see, but hopefully they go on sale at some point. I'm gonna ask a Best Buy employee to see about Yakuza, but overall, pretty happy. I wasn't really sure if we were gonna find this stuff today, but let's ask Best Buy to see if they have Yakuza. Look at these awesome Switch 2 displays. Dude, that's gotta be the coolest thing ever. I don't know, I found that so cool. Look at that. Best Buy is out of Nintendo Switches 2. That's actually kind of crazy. We're actually gonna head to Target now to see if they have that last Switch game. Because Target's close, so I don't know if there's gonna be any other type of games at Target compared to these other stores, but we're gonna give it a try. All right, here we are at Target. I feel like this is either gonna be really successful or really just a giant waste of time. Oh my gosh, they have it. Yakuza, it's the last one. Wow. And then they got Sonic, Puyo Puyo Tetris. Oh my gosh. All right, so we just got out of Target. I'm gonna be honest, I'm very surprised to say that it was actually successful. We ended up picking up the last 3 copies of these games that we're about to show off. So obviously they had Yakuza. So this is one I'm definitely looking forward to playing. I have never played a Yakuza game before. Everyone talks about how great this series is. And then I went ahead and picked up Sonic Shadow Generations. I already played this game on the Nintendo Switch 1, but I'm definitely curious to see what improved stuff they did for the Switch 2 version. So we'll go ahead and give this one a try, because I want to bring back the top 10 third-party game series that we did for Switch 1. And I know a lot of people are going to be asking for Sonic about how I felt about it. And for whatever reason, Sega is not actually doing free Switch 2 upgrades. So you have to buy the game all over again, which is ridiculous. Then we got Puyo Puyo Tetris. Again, not my type of game, but we are in the early start of the Switch 2, so I want to give some of these games a try. That way I can get reviews out for you guys, videos, all that type of stuff. So I felt it was important to give this one a try. And then obviously Rune Factory, same thing. You already saw me pick this up. This was our first game that we found. Got Hogwarts Legacy. Super pumped to play the Switch 2 version of this. Although from what I'm hearing, even though Warner Brothers says it wasn't a port, looks like it might have actually ended up being a port after all, from the Switch 1 edition. Then we picked up Hitman. Very pumped for this one. It's the whole trilogy, so that's exciting. And then lastly, Split Fiction. The only disappointing thing about the quote-unquote physical copy of this is that it's a code in box. It's not even a game key card, which is so confusing. One of those things, I guess. Also, looking at the back, I see who developed the Switch port of this, and now I'm worried. So that's gonna be interesting. It's Turn Up that did the review, or not the review, but the port of this. They're the ones that did the Batman Arkham trilogy for Switch. Horrible. Hopefully that's not the same thing here. Hopefully this is a good port. But this is all I picked up. The only thing I wish we could have found today is a Switch carrying case that wasn't the Nintendo branded one. Because I've told you guys before, do not buy the official ones that Nintendo make because they're very cheap. Maybe I'll find that down the road. I would like to find it while I'm in New York so I can play the Switch 2 at the airport. I hope you guys enjoyed this, doing a little Switch 2 game hunting video. I think we ended up with literally every game that came out on day one for Switch 2 physically. So that's pretty cool. I didn't think I was gonna do that, so that's pretty awesome. But if you guys haven't checked out our series yet on the channel of me waiting for the Switch 2 for 7 days, check it out. We did it in front of Nintendo. It was a fun time. We've been doing so many videos. Make sure to backslash that subscribe button, like the video, check out the Twitter, check out the Discord, Instagram, all that good stuff. Become a MONADO Marine. $5 a month helps out the channel tremendously. As you can see, I just spent so much money, so that $5 would help, but if not, it's all good. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Also, so cool that we did a game hunting video day one on the Switch 2. That's pretty crazy. All right, I'm done. I'm talking for way too much. We're done here.